Artists and entrepreneur are almost the same because they are both creator, they are both innovation, they're both innovative every time, right? So yes, the concept behind this installation is called sit down, and the slogan is like sit down to standing up. So we ask people from the city, especially from this busy neighborhood, to just stop for a second. The gallery is open 24 hours, so the door is always open. People can just come in and discover this installation. So we use this color to also emphasize this incredible concept that is about self-awareness and self-expression. Because only when you self-awareness or you want, you know who are you and what you want to be in life, you can be successful, you can be in love, you can be something else. And that's why we like to think that the red was the color who match all these feeling and sentiment. At the same time, you have to climb this chair, right? It's not that easy. Like in a daily life, you have to climb to sit in a certain position, right? So you have these few stairs that we ask you to climb before to sit here. And that's the funny things, because we have a very small camera in the gallery which is recording 24 hours all people who come in. And I can tell you, not everybody is willing to sit on this chair because they're maybe afraid. They're afraid that can break, they're afraid they can fall down. But only people who risk and risking them life or is willing to risk something maybe can sit higher. And then we find out that some people do, and that's what we try to give to the audience. So when you only sit on this chair, you can actually find out some small quote in a small box near the chair. And these are all quotes by famous people about self-awareness and self-expression. I just have one from Ralph Waldo Emerson, but they have many, many, many others. And it's just a way to remind everybody that self-awareness, self-expression is very important in a daily life, but in the life in general. 8 years ago, and yes, definitely was a huge market, huge potential market, huge opportunity, because let's say at that time China was really focused in technology, but let's say a little bit less in software, in content, storytelling. So my company at that time was focused exactly on this, to create and empowering art, storytelling with technology. So I created my own company. It was a startup focused in storytelling, content creation, and most important, software, supported by a very strong team of technology, of engineering, software development, and on and on. And I always try to combine these two things, which for us in Italy, as where I come from, was, let's say, was most focused on. So I like to think that this combination that I find in China with my previous background was really matched at that time. Absolutely yes, because like I say, there was really focus in technology. So when I met investor or I was pitching my project, they always was like, what is the hardware behind? So the question was always focused in the direction of a hardware and less focus in software, which was, let's say, not understanding at that time that clear. So I little bit have some more difficult last some time to explain what we're trying to do, that we was more focused in content creation than not in the hardware parts. I would say it's a 50-50, because you had advantage because they want to know from your perspective, from your different culture, different background, what you want to try to achieve here and what you can bring as a knowledge, know-how to China. And that was one thing that they always attract me, and they always help me to develop my business. But at the same time, sometimes you have some barrier, some difficulty, because not everything is easy at that time when you have a different culture gap. So let's say at that time I was figure out that a good local business partner can be a really key point to help me to develop what I was trying to do. We created the first exhibition, an interactive installation in Shanghai first, and then in Xi'an. I was invited by the mayor of Xi'an to do a new interactive installation for an international light festival, and that was a really successful case because it helped me to open more doors. I win a small awards at that time, and people start to understand that the combination between technology and art and content was really interesting at that time. Let's say at that time was B2B, so I was mostly focused to find more clients, but at the same time was also focused to create every project different from each other. And that's make me very competitive at that time, because most of the other software company, they create their own installation and they just resell it what they already have. For me, it was more about research and about create different installation every time, work with different, sometimes freelance, and to create something totally different each time. Yes, absolutely yes. Any successful business or model definitely have to sometimes face some difficulty, right? I have few cases that was not that happy and easy, especially because when you work with art, creativity, or software in general, it's very difficult to protect sometimes. That was one of the most difficult time when you create something and someone claim is them, or just don't pay for such reason, or just claim they don't like enough. That can be a problem. So in this case we try to right now to manage with a good contract, good lawyer. That's really important. And most important, you have to empowering art and not sometime the other way around. So I always say we are not creative people, we are creators. So our artists are creators, someone that build or create things just because they want to do it, not because they do a market research and then they release them book, but they just do it for impulse because they are artists, right? And that's the most important and valuable things of this. So any brand or any company who embrace and work with us has to understand that. So the empowering art, the empowering creation and not creativity. Otherwise we will be designer and not creator. Yes, we approach this building for many reasons. We have our friends here, they have a design studio which is welcome us in our space, and we share our space, so it's very convenient. It's called Cesare Design, which is our friend, and they also work with us because they are mostly focused in a retail shop for very big brand, and they like what we do, they like art, they are all both very creative and good designer, and they like to think and to have art in them space too. So they welcome us, and this was a very nice exchange of resources and space. So right now we are actually in a very nice gym, which is our neighbors. which is also support us when we do event. They have this nice bar here, and they also a very interesting concept of gym, which is not a typical gym. They use immersive sound, immersive visual. So I'm very happy if you can also introduce them to your program, because they're also both foreigner and live in China and create this incredible and nice program of gym and fitness. Oh, about that, actually, have a very nice quote, because I like to believe, we have a discussion a few days ago in our small red rooms about that. And I say that artists and entrepreneur are almost the same, because they are both creator, they are both innovation, they're both innovative every time, right? And I think that's the philosophy of my business, to keep creating and to keep be innovative. And at the same time, to self-awareness, self-express themselves in anything you do. So do it with passion, do it with love, do it because you like what you do, and that's the key of the success, I think.